I was made aware of a potential problem with the Malvern Hills, which I wouldn't mind looking into a little bit more. I have a connection to the place. Well, in fact, my whole family does. You see, back in the well, my mum can confirm this, but I suppose the late 50s to early 60s, there was an army camp uh, at the Malvern Hills, and I don't know if my mum can put the name of the camp. Was it Cherry Tree Camp? I can't remember, so you'll have to remind me. But my grandfather, my mum's father, was stationed there. He was a cook in the Army Catering Corps, and as a result, Wood Farm Camp. Oh, thanks, Mum. I don't know where I got Cherry Tree from. Was that something to do with my dad or something else? I'm mixing it up in my mind. But yeah, Wood Farm Camp. It was in the Malvern Hills or around the area. Well, because of this, the Malvern Hills was my mother's playground. It was my auntie's playground. They played around there and they grew up around there. Now, sadly, many years ago, probably 14 years ago now, coming up, my auntie Shirley passed away. And one of the things that we did was we took her ashes to the Malvern Hills and we left them there. We scattered her ashes on the hills. And when my mum passes away, which I hope is a very, very long time in the future, it's her wish that her ashes are also scattered on the Malvern Hills, which of course I will do. And it's almost like taking them home. So there is a connection between my family and the Malvern Hills for very, very personal reasons. Now, there is a committee or a trust which was set up a great number of years ago called the Malvern Hills Trust, whose responsibility it is to keep it as it is, open land for the benefit of everybody. It's beautiful hills, places to walk, and it's gorgeous. And it's literally on the border, and you get up the top, and you can see everything everywhere. It's been like this for 140 years, and what they're trying to do, they're trying to put a private bill through, which is under consultation at the moment as well, and nobody has seen anything about this bill yet. They're expected to do a consultation on it, and all of the questions are very loaded. And there is a worry that if this bill gets pushed through with some of the things in a consultation, then what could they do with the place? You're talking about putting grazing cattle on there when there is none. You're talking about the possibility of construction work on there, or access being prohibited from the general public who have had it for, well, at least 140 years. Am I going to have to break into a wind farm up there at some point in the distant future to carry out a last instruction? There's all sorts of things that go through your mind. Well, there is a group that's set up to try and look into this and do something about it. And it's called the Malvern Environment Protection Group. And this is their website right here. And they got a little bit of a mission statement. I'm going to make this full screen. I'll scroll down. Malvern Environment Protection Group.com. I don't know if you can put that in the chat, Bloodnose, so everybody can see it. So, introduction to the private bill issues. All residents of Malvern, whether levy payers or not, what you've got to understand is the trust is financed by a contribution from the local council tax bills. They have a right to be concerned about the private bill and its implications for Malvern and its surroundings. The future of the Malvern Hills and Commons is about to be determined by the bill currently being proposed by the Malvern Hills Trust. It's possibly the most important change in legislation since quarrying was stopped, or even since the Conservators were established in 1884. So that's how long all this goes back to. While there may be merit in some changes, without seeing a draft bill, it's impossible to judge, but significantly and worryingly, there is cause for grave concern. There may be an argument for a Consolidation Act which would bring all 5 acts of Parliament together without changing the law in any way. But what is proposed is a brand new act, not a Consolidation Act. The 5 acts of Parliament, though dated, are a proven quantity and have served the Conservators, the Hills and Commons for well over a century. That is their strength. To date, there has been no evidence to suggest the original intention of these 5 acts are not fit for purpose. Most importantly, and of greater concern, is that the private bill goes way beyond consolidation, encompassing new powers and commercialisation, a path that's been trodden by councils such as Birmingham and Woking, which have subsequently gone bankrupt. Furthermore, no adequate explanation has been made by Malvern Hills Conservators for the significant and substantial changes they wish to make. One reason quoting for wanting a private bill was the ability to fundraise, but in fact, MHC first registered with the fundraising regulator in 2019, which was still valid until May 2024. Hence, they can already fundraise. They do not need a new bill. Indeed, by registering with the fundraising regulator, MHC are undertaking to fundraise in a way that is legal, open and honest. And it's all on the website. And there's a little bit of information about the consultation process of the whole thing there as well. And you know what they're asking. And it sounds like they want to change things. But the question is, why do they want to change things? For what purpose? What's the long-term outlook there? What do they hope to achieve? It's a little worrying for anybody that cares about the hills. So please, if you can, go and have a look at the website. Go and have a look at the petition. See what you think and lend your support to it if you can. It really is a beautiful area and a lot of history there, and it should be left alone. And, you know, the way it has been for at least the last 140 years. And I hope to get up there again very soon.